We're getting closer. Getting close to that 4K, and then I can stop fixating on wood. I mean, I still would. I'll still fixate on wood, because wood will still be the constant limiting factor, probably, compared to gold. But I won't be building up obscene amounts of wood while not actually caring at all about gold, because that's what I'm currently doing. Is completely focusing on one resource at the cost of the other one, basically. Just every unit coming into battle with +2 armor is just clearly a clear upgrade, more so than almost any other things you can buy in the progression system. Ooh, that got really close. Ooh, is this one gonna be it? Oh my goodness, those are big pickups. Okay. Ah, we can stop anticipating it. Boom, every unit gains 2 armor at the start of a battle. That's pretty big. The recruit cap. I'm gonna need to get back up to 2,000 wood again for that one, but that'll mean that I'm no longer capped at 300. The main thing right now for me adding more cards to my deck is just the question of whether or not I'm over flooding the deck with too many cards. So functionally, there's no reason to even add a recruit cap higher than 300, because even when you buy 300, you're not likely to go that high above 300, I would say. Like, right now I'm on the border of 300 already. In fact, I'm like right on the edge of it. Where like it's like the choice to add a 14 cost card or whatever is curbed by that right now, basically. But you probably won't keep going. This continually seems not that useful because I have 300 recruits and just they don't get spent they just don't get spent quickly at all. But now I'll start buying all sorts of things once I save up for a bit. Right now all I can afford is the movement one, so I wonder if I'll be battling Hoog. You got a border. Congrats. Am I leaving anything behind? It's still on the map. Yeah, we've changed this landscape a bit as we went along. I wonder if the message about him always refers to him being irate, or if that's a sign about how he's reacting to my behavior so far. And other character, and like a player that was more pandering to the dwarves, or whatever you want to call it, or appeasing, might have a bit different response already. Pit Street. I agree, the mine must be evacuated. Carry as much as possible of what you've excavated so far, and raise a red banner so our scouts can spot you in the snow. All of Boros Rump looks forward to your safe return. Tomar Fuchs. I've never found a locked thing, have I? Must be ahead. I don't know. I don't remember anything being locked, yeah. Oh, he's at the long bridge, so he's way the hell up there. I still have, like... Oh, there's the locked thing over there. Okay. I still have multiple episodes of traveling to go, possibly. He's a ways away. So we'll find out soon. It's interesting just having the constant... This sort of Damocles hanging overhead. Of like, how is this going to play out exactly? I don't know. Welcome to the lands of Clan Vidmar. You share a tale. We share a tale. Hoo hoo ha. I just really like how difficult, how good CD Projekt Red is at making difficult decisions in their games. There's just so much ambiguity in what to do from moment to moment and all these different decisions, and nothing reinforces that quite like how often people in the comments are so adamant that they know the right answer and that I did the wrong thing, and they often disagree with each other, even if they don't see each other's comments to realize that. They're all disagreeing with each other oftentimes about what the right call is in all these different situations. Almost as if like it's a really difficult gray decision, haha. Congratulations, you've discovered this. Oh, it's Barnabas in the other game. Is this an explicit reference? This looks like an explicit reference to Banner Saga.
Frozen, all. Only the banner moves, blown by the wind.
Downright poetic. Prime material for a ballad, perhaps even a whole saga.
Yeah, it's a Banner Saga reference. They explicitly referenced it as a saga. Yeah. This looks like the start screen of one of the games, I think, or the thumbnail I used. Oh yeah, look at the horns. There's Varl horns sticking out. Banner Saga was neat. Yeah, it makes sense to acknowledge Banner Saga in this game. There's actually kind of some direct Have I mentioned Banner Saga before in this playthrough? Because I feel like I would have, because there's some comparisons to be made with the way that we have like these resources to worry about and stuff like that. Oh yeah, I think I compared it disfavorably at one point based on the idea of like how Banner Saga does a better job, or at least it sets out to have more of an Oregon Trail travel through this whole thing, where like the resources up here like would be things that affect your survival and whatnot, and it's tense what's going to happen to them. Whereas in this game, our resources mostly don't matter because they're just our upgrades for a tree that has marginal impact at times on what we're doing. The only thing we're really managing actively that affects our performance moment to moment is this morale thing, which is a rather simple mechanic. Like Banner Saga had the ambitious thing of not only doing really like a whole bunch of different metrics going on of like how many soldiers and how many villages you have and how much food you have versus the days you're going to do, and having decisions that are all based around that stuff, but it did it over the course of 3 games rather ambitiously, which took years to come out. This game goes more heavily on the what's more traditional for the other Witcher game, which is, or the previous Witcher game that I played that I can refer to, which is just that it has really tense moral decisions where you don't know what's going to happen, and there's multiple, and you're thinking about the decisions on multiple levels, and it functions on multiple levels where you're thinking about like the morality of the situation, or what your character would do in the situation, or what you think should happen in the situation, but also maybe even metagame level decisions of like how this will affect your army and your and your future performance and so on. And the game additionally adds an extra layer to that by doing stuff like this, where they add like a region-wide judgment, where the zone itself is judging you for what decisions you made along the way. And it's not a moral choice. It's not saying you were good or bad here, you were a renegade shepherd or a paragon shepherd. It's specifically going, no, you did things that made this party or this character or this faction happy or unhappy, which is very different from a moral judgment. It has very different implications. That's why it gets pretty interesting. And I find that stuff to be neat. I think that stuff's really neat. But yeah, Banner Saga was just a constant panic. I was baffled by how well I did at times, because it's a game that makes you feel like you're making mistakes, and just it keeps posing you with all these tense choices where you just don't know what's going to happen. So many moments where I didn't know how this decision was going to affect my caravan, or how this decision was going to maybe affect characters I cared about. And you do gain and lose various characters over the course of the game based on choices you made that are often, it's not always as apparent coming up front how impactful a choice is going to be. And that part is real similar to this.
Gazing towards the horizon, Meve noticed a dark shape outlined against the mantle of snow that lay on the ground. It proved a tower, toppled and broken in pieces. Around it lay the ruins of other buildings, blocks hewn out of basalt rock protruding from the permafrost.
That'd be the Clan Vidmar ruins,
said Gabor, hollering over the wind.
Rich ones had their clan seat here till earth tremors turned all into dust. Hundreds of dwarves lived here once, and now, not a living soul.
Help! Save me!
On the contrary, there was someone midst the ruins, and said someone was clearly in trouble. Meve ordered her men to find the unfortunate soul. They returned moments later, leading a dwarf whose teeth chattered. They had found him in a ruined building where he'd sought shelter from ghouls. Judging by his appearance, the dwarf had spent the better part of a week there.
Marco Vidmar, they call me,
he said, patting down unkempt hair that seemed to reach in all directions.
I came here seeking a family heirloom. lost in the tremors and the chaos they caused. I ken the chamber where it ought to be, but, well, beasts made their lair there. I cannot drive them off on my own. But bold warriors like you ought to cut them down in a jiffy. So, will you help?
I too have lost my home, estate,
said the Queen.
so I understand well what you feel. I shall help you recover your heirloom. Call it a whim.
Mirko Vidmar's face lit up. Though he'd spent a week besieged and eating stale biscuits, and though there was a hoarfrost in his beard, he quickly trotted to the front of the column and led the Lyrian soldiers to the underground chamber. As promised, beasts awaited there.
Now, just more chances to curry favor with the overall government, potentially. I had the fear for a second there that, like, I remembered, oh, somebody was going to lead me somewhere as a trap. And then I thought, oh, is this person leading me here as a trap for Nilfgaard? But that the theory we had at the time was that was going to be Nilfgaard contacting a traitor within my group, not somebody that was like that's been trapped in the ruins. So it'd be if this was the trap, then we were really wrong about that, I guess. Legacy of the Vidmars. The underground chamber was decorated with numerous reliefs portraying the heroic deeds of Zvonk, the Vidmar clan's progenitor. One depicted the dwarf strangling a Shaelmar with his bare hands. That sounds impossible based on just the basic shapes of things. Another rescuing miners from a collapsed cavern. And the third wolfing down a succulent pork knuckle. It came as no surprise Mirko wished to regain the relics of his famous ancestor. I understand one of those things better than the other two as far as heroism or whatnot. But okay. So it's just gonna be a fight. Ooh. Forgotten treasure. Whenever a unit's played, it may be seized by this card. When a seized unit takes damage, move it back to its original position. Okay. Not all that glitters is gold, but it often is. So like any unit can be seized that I ever play? Just concerning. Well, we have blood because that's what we'll always start off with. Get rid of these guys, they're boring. I prefer to draw those, not start the game with them. If I can avoid it. Slingers or cavalry? I really gotta deal with this morale problem. Ooh, Strays of Spala. It's only good if I have a fire bomber, though. Come on. Yeah! There he is.
The ruins! From there they come! Drive them back!
The fire actually might help with the seizing. How many people can he seize at once, though? Is what I'm wondering. Huh. I'm gonna open with this guy to see if he gets seized. He's been seized. Okay. I figure whoever gets seized is probably gonna get put back here. It's still oh, he's still attacking from back there. Weird. When they take damage, move it back to the original position. I imagine that if I put fire on that row, that should fix that. Of course, my characters will take fire damage, but wow, so it can seize multiple people, huh? Okay, that's a problem, because that makes the enemy's power number high, but I put fire there now, so whenever they take some fire damage, they should come back, and then the damage they take should be applicable to Isbel, so she should be able to recover it if she can survive long enough, having only that much health. That's a problem. So right now, if I used Meve's ability on this guy, he'd probably kill both his units, which would not be good. Let's attack you. Attacked the shield first. So we have to get past their shield before they'll come back because of that problem. So my 2 armor I gave everyone's gonna backfire a bit. At least this guy's still attacking down here. I don't have to worry about him weirdly like attacking my guys or something.
Naturally. At once.
This is weird. This is weird and a problem. What? Stop that. Oh no. This could be a difficult scenario. Okay, the Grey Rider is going to buff his units. Weird. So like this guy marked one of their guys and kept attacking their guys. But this guy is behaving like he's one of their units and he's betraying me. Even though it says ally. So it's counting them as allies despite the fact that they should definitely not be allies. I'm afraid to even see like who gets control over the orders of these guys. Why didn't you seize that guy? Now I'm even more unsure how that mechanic's gonna work. Okay, the fire's returning my units. The army's a waste of time, like for one like me. So they're playing all of them down here, possibly to keep them out of the way of my out of this row, so we can keep doing that, but also because the row's covered in fire.
The chase is on!
If I attack him, I'm fairly sure he'll just eventually kill him, right? I can't make him stop attacking it. But he's going to keep buffing them otherwise. I don't know. We'll see.
Bigger they are, easier they are to target.
Let's throw all their strongest units into the fire row. Fuck. Right. Wasn't really thinking about that as much as I should. It's just weird that that's the thing. You know, let's go for this. Big damage, and then it'll take out his 5 armor, so he'll hopefully switch sides from the okay, there we go. Stop that. It's my guy. Stop taking my guy. Can't have him. So at the moment, I currently have all my units. Wow, you guys all are tied. They're gonna be in... These guys are all gonna be in deep shit when Meve gets her ability. Fiend. Have the power of 3 adjacent to enemy units. Oh. A fiend looks a bit like a deer. An enormous, evil deer. Yeah, that's getting to be a common-ish horror creature nowadays. It keeps coming up in movies and in games lately more than I feel like it did before, and it's a real not good look. It's really not. It's not a happy sight. Not a fan. Why don't we? This brief moment where nothing else is currently in that row. Oh, and they took them from me. It's one of the only times I haven't had one of my guys up there, so I might as well do the firebomb now. Sure is a lot of 2s you got there. Oh, is this guy not even targeting anyone? No, he's targeting that guy. Okay. A lot of 2s you got there. It'd be a shame if something happened to him. Give him okay, now I'm gonna find out now what happens when he gets taken away. God, they have 6 armor now as a result of how much were they always a +4 and now they're +6. They'll be even stronger if I switch back to the guy that gives them an armor bonus. Huh. You'll heal for 20. Yeah, if you survive. I don't know what's gonna happen with the order. It's a red order. So does he get to use the order? I'm not sure. Like, is he gonna get to use the drummer to summon a guy from his deck? Because that's not good. It's definitely not good. Screw it. I want him back. He's mine now. You can't have him. I got him. Stop that. No. Damn it. Back when he was a deploy card, I could have used it, but now that he's an order card, they took it away before I could use it. This is a weird mechanic to deal with. All right. So is he gonna attack me with it now? Or now it's still green, so I'm a little confused. No, I think he just rearranged my guys, right? It didn't animate right because they kind of played too many animations back to back. I think he attacked my guys though because the Manticore trophy moved. There's a lot going on here. All right, you need to be played first because you're in order. I won't be able to. Ah. Oh, he used you to move the Forgotten Treasure and the other thing, and shit. You're gonna. Yep. What's rough is when that happens, I don't even get a turn to react to the fact that he has Isbell, because there's no one turn of sleeping because that was my turn. So he gets to use it immediately without a turn of it sitting around. All right, blood. So I can play 2 cards. I have 1 drummer and 1 of these guys. Two drummers. 2 of those guys. Okay, that's a lot of orders. Okay. So I can summon 2 more units, and I can attack 2 more times. The problem being that everyone that I summon can go to the enemy team, and I need to plan for that. Yeah, I'm sitting here like, yeah, he's super strong because characters are constantly changing rows because of the shit he's pulling. Stray's Bummer might be nice, but he'll most likely what do I want to do? Ultimately, if I wanted to win this round, I needed to pass instead of playing the healer, because she gave them a massive boost, and now I need to undo that massive boost, which I kind of can't do. And I'm totally at the mercy of the enemy and whether or not they're going to exert their power to seize units. Every unit they seize causes me those problems again. Whoa! Oh, those ones they threw out.
You mad? Don't say that. Her Majesty knows what she's doing.
Why didn't you seize Reynard? Is it because he's hoping that I'll summon more guys? Because I'm not going to do that. I'm gonna very much avoid that, because I'm afraid of what's going to happen. Die. And pass.
Let's get a move on before any others show up.
Still don't understand the they may be seized mechanic. Was there a dice roll happening, like a coin flip that determined it, or was it really just a choice on the enemy's part? Because they should have seized every single card practically, especially at the end there when they were winning. If they just seized my cards, then they would have just been winning by more. I don't know. Behavior didn't make sense to me, so the whole game felt weird.
As soon as the fight was done, Mirko Vidmar ran towards a crate that stood on a pedestal, slipping on the now bloody floor. When the dwarf lifted the lid, precious stones spilled out.
Your heirloom? This?
Asked the queen, rather puzzled.
I thought a pipe that belonged to your grandfather more likely.
Golden froth. Yep. Their heirloom is just their booze formula.
Seems to me Brother Mirko wasn't wholly candid with us. This here's no heirloom, no family souvenir. It's the treasure trove of Clan Vidmar. We thought it gone for good.
Pressed for the truth, Mirko admitted no family sentiment had prompted this expedition. The dwarf had planned to leave Mahakam and start a new life among humans. Yet he did not wish to do so without sizable capital.
Oh. The deception's not the biggest problem ever, but the fact that he's not planning on sticking around in dwarf society means he probably doesn't have any pull. Means this is probably not a favor that helps us, and it delays us. So this choice might have actually made the guy more mad at us on the bridge, since we were told not to delay.
I can't stand to stay here a moment longer. The days, all of them, they're identical. Rise with the first cockscrow, march in double file to the latrine, crap on command, 12 hours down the shaft and home to sleep.
Mirko complained.
Want a wifey? Put in an application, in triplicate. Care to snip your beard? Elders got to approve it. You want to add buttermilk, not cream, to your mushroom soup? Clan council's got to debate it. How's a dwarf not to get balmy?
I understand the lad, no two ways about it.
Gabor sighed.
But I feel it's my duty to remind yous that what Mirko's going and doing here, well, there are laws. Treasure's due the Elder-in-Chief, not to Mirko, that's one. Second, any dwarf that wants to leave Mahakam can't take nothing but his breeches, his dixie and his coat. So, brief like, consider well afore you make your decision, Your Grace.
I mean, the decision seems to be take the money to the Elder-in-Chief to continually try to buy his favor, which is the entire purpose of this entire trip. There's no real reason to help this guy in this context, really. Especially since it's like, I get it, you're free to strike out on your own and do what you want, but like, you're just... The way they're doing it, like, it's like he doesn't just want to go to human society, he wants to inherently be like an elite in human society. Like I don't know, there's a certain sense of just feeling like he's inherently entitled to being one of the rich folk of the society, so he's going to steal his way to that, basically, while risking other people's lives in the process. And it's like everything about this is just a big old pile of selfish behavior. He's welcome to go on his own, but my men risk their lives for this, so we're gonna benefit from this treasure by taking it to the Elder-in-Chief.
I sympathize, Mirko,
Said Meve.
but I'm a crowned head. I must decline. National interest requires I show the greatest possible care for my relations with Elder-in-Chief Hugh. Yet in aiding you, I could sour those greatly. I shall return the treasure to him, I must. While you do what you will.
Mirko Vidmar swore under his breath, then jostled his way through the Lyrian infantry and into the mountains, towards human lands.
See you later. So I could have kept it for myself to have a whole bunch of extra gold and maybe other resources too, because the exact relationship between these two resources is really nebulous and really, like, I get told I'm getting supplies and the gold goes up, and I get told I'm getting payment and then the supplies, the wood goes up. It's just two numbers. Their exact meaning is back and forth, I think, at times. Oh wait, the brew, the booze. What does it do's? That's the Mahakam Ale. Golden froth, boost all allies on a row by 4. Smell that? That's the smell of happiness. Mixed feelings. Boosting everyone on 1 row by 4 instead of boosting everyone on 2 rows by 2 can have upsides because you're focusing the effect more heavily on specific units, which might be useful for healing them or making certain characters not die and other elements and so on. But I have stuff that, like, there's variations that, like, damage everyone, by all the enemies by 2 and heal all allies by 2, which is a really big net gain overall. And then there's the chain reaction effect of how powerful this bomb is I'm using right now. There's a few other variations that all seem like they are in many cases more directly useful. I'm not entirely sure if I'm prepped for doing that. Should I have Alzur's Thunder, or should I just use the Warhorn, frankly? The Lyrian Horn's still really good, and stacking that with Northern Wind means that they get damaged by 2 and 4, and this... In fact, using the Lyrian Horn first might make the Northern Wind more powerful, because it might damage units that are undamaged across the entirety of the enemies. There's a lot of really powerful stuff in this category, and there's so few slots available for all these powerful effects. Ah. It's hard. I feel like the Thunder might be slightly overstated in its effectiveness. That said, Northern Wind plus Lyrian Horn plus Golden Froth, like, that is an option. You could stack all of them to heavily damage the enemies, heavily heal your team, and so on. It's just that to some extent, I don't know, it's just that to some extent risky cards like Blood and so on are just more exciting than the idea of ripping them out entirely. But if I find myself having challenges, that's a thing to potentially do, is specifically sub those out so that that's what I have.